What up, everyone? It is Toshi, and today we are going to be talking about Demon Slayer Volume 12. I basically pretty much just finished this, and obviously I've got quite a bit to say. So, first things first, I want to say this is the first volume where we've got to see more of Muichiro Tokito, the Mist Tashira. This is the first time we've got to see him in combat, more of his personality, his abilities, his powers, stuff like that. Which is really cool to me, and I really like, because when we were first introduced to the Hashira, Tokito sort of stood out to me. He was very, he was zoning out. He wasn't really paying attention. I thought that was quite interesting. I wanted to see more of him, because it was clearly like, he was the type of character where, well, if this like major situation is so boring to you, you must have like better shit to be doing. So, he just seemed interesting to me. I wanted to get to know his character a little bit more, and so far, I'm not disappointed. He's pretty interesting. Obviously, you don't get to see a lot of his combat in this, but in Volume 13, I'm assuming we will, because we ended off Volume 12 with two higher rank demons attacking the village which Tanjiro is currently staying at. So that should be fun. Although when the upper rank 4 demon appeared in the room that Tokito and Tanjiro were sat in, and they split into two, how, Tokito cut off his head, and then the head grew a body, and the body grew a head, and one demon became two. Pretty cool, pretty interesting, but it sort of feels like we're reliving the Darky and Gyutaro fight again, because we got Tanjiro and a Hashira Tokito fighting against now two, well, upper rank 4 is now split into two, like Gyutaro and Darky, but I know they're not the same I know they're not the same characters, it's just a little bit of a comparison. And at rank 5, the demon in the vase appeared, and obviously, we were introduced to other demons as well, like we were introduced to Doma, the upper rank one, the one that looks a bit like a demon slayer, which I'm actually, speaking of him, I'm really interested in getting to know more of his character. I think his name's like Lord Kokushibo, but I could be wrong. I'm really looking forward to getting to know more of his character, because he's clearly a demon, obviously, but he looks like a demon slayer, so I want to get to know his character a little bit more. He seems pretty interesting. Doma seems sort of cool too, but I'm more interested in Akaza. I don't know if it was Akaza or Azaka. I think it was Akaza though. I could be wrong. But yeah, no, I mean, it was genuinely, it was really good. We got to see Tanjiro do a little bit more training. He's now progressed and evolved to be able to predict the enemy's movement. So obviously, when we saw him fighting the doll in this volume, we got to see him. He was able to eventually predict the doll's movements after like 5 or 7 days of training with like no food and water, which is like, I find that really weird, right? Was it like 3 days? Like, because like humans can only survive like 3 days without water, so I'm not sure how Tanjiro did. At least I think he survived 5 days without water, because I know the swordsman, the 10-year-old that was training him, his name began with a T, but I can't remember his name. Didn't give him any food or water during his training, which is like extremely dangerous. But hey, it's Tanjiro, it's Demon Slayer, plot armor. It's been in manga and anime for a very long time. But yeah, I mean, this volume was really good. I know I've already said this, but I can't wait to start reading the next volume, which I've got down there, and just to see Muichiro, just to see Muichiro fight a little bit more. I want to get to see his combat abilities. He's the Mist Tashira, so I want to see how, how that would evolve, how that would work in combat. But is there anything else? I'm going to quickly flick through this. Anything else I want to mention? We discovered in this, we were told in this that Hagenezuka, the guy that forges Tanjiro's katana, is actually not a very good swordsmith, at least compared to a lot of others. So, but obviously Tanjiro was chosen to remain with Hagenezuka, so it's gonna be interesting to see, further on the line how Tanjiro's katana sort of evolves and changes as it gets stronger, because, like I just said, we were made aware that Hagenezuka isn't a very good swordsmith, so it'll be pretty good to see how he fixes and sort of restores that katana that appeared in the doll that Tanjiro took or was given. So that'll be pretty interesting. So yeah, I just want to I want to find out more about what the blue spider lily is, as well, as Muzan mentioned earlier in this, because I don't really know what that is. Obviously, because he said that the upper ranking demons had 2 missions to put the is it Yubashiki family, the family of Ubayashiki, yeah. So the leader of the Demon Slayer, their 2 Demon Slayers, their 2 missions were to put his family in the grave and find the blue spider lily, which I think is some sort of flower. At least assuming I am. I'm assuming it's a flower. and the upper rank demons haven't found it yet. So, I mean, it's interesting to see, you know, Muzan clearly a very powerful, very influential character, but same with the upper ranking demons, all of them. So it's pretty interesting to see more of their characters, how they're developing. They're really good characters, and I really like the way that they're done in this. We also found out Inosuke is immune to poison, so poison doesn't really work well on him, sort of like a honey badger, because that comparison was made literally like right here on page number's not there. The page number's not there. But yeah, so we made aware that poison doesn't really work on Inosuke, but neither does medicine, obviously. So that's like, you know, a scale. So, you know, that's pretty interesting. It's just, Inosuke's really cool, you know what I mean? And I'm really looking forward to getting to know his character a little bit more. Like, his fight seems really cool. He's just, I know I've said this a million times, I'm going to say it a million times more. He is Demon Slayer's version of Kenpachi. Like, there's no, do you get what I mean? Like, the similarity is sort of, it's not like uncanny, but it's definitely there. And I just love seeing him fight. He's very reckless, he's very wild, he's very funny, very entertaining. He's a great character to have, do you get what I mean? Like, whenever he's on the page, it's always a good page. So, but yeah, we also got to see, what's her name? The female Hashira that Tanjiro was with. What's her name? I've got it. No, I don't. Well, you know who I'm on about. This one. Her name will pop up in a second though. Got it. Mitsuri. We got to see Mitsuri naked. So you know that was pretty fun. The hot spring scene. If you know, then you know. I mean, that was a scene in this. I'm not gonna show it, but that was a pretty cool scene. It was only a page, but it was a pretty good page to look at. So yeah, if I'm ever gonna be doing like a top 10 best boobs in Demon Slayer, Mitsuri's gonna be number one so far without a doubt. So although I don't think I'm gonna do that, because like that's the thing, like it's not, this is like one of the things that separates like Bleach from, I feel like, a lot of like animes and mangas is, well, no, not loads actually, but like Demon Slayer, like it's not very like ecchi, it's not very like, you know, there's not a lot of like boobs and thighs and shit like that. Like, you know how there's like a lot of anime like Bleach, High School of the Dead, where there's a lot of like sexual aspects, even if they don't directly show like nudity or like sex or like completely over sexual scenes, there's still like sexual hints in it. Whereas we don't really have that in Demon Slayer, which to some people that might be disappointing. If you like it, to some people that might be a good thing. I personally don't care. Like we got to see Mitsuri's boobs. I'm happy with that. I'm not complaining about it. But if we didn't, still a good story. So a little bit of a bonus in volume 12. You got to see Mitsuri basically naked. So yeah, I mean, I don't know why am I talking about this. But yeah, no, we got to see Tokito in combat, which I already said. Very interesting character. He's very rude and very obnoxious, but he's not, and this is very weird, right? But he doesn't do it on purpose. Like, he's being rude and disrespectful and just sort of cold, but he doesn't really realize that he's doing it. And when Tanjiro spoke about what did he say? I don't think it was the concept of living for others, but it was the concept of like helping other people, stuff like that. Yeah, helping others often ends up helping yourself, and Tokito was sort of taken aback and shocked by that. So that also tells us a lot about his character. And like I said, can't wait to discover more about the character. But for now, I mean, I need to get started on reading volume 13. I can't wait to start it. Volume 12 was great. I don't really have much else to say about it. I know we were introduced to is it Genya, the one with like the shaved like the undercut, the shaved sides. He looks a bit like Shuhei from Bleach. I know some people might think he's really cool. I mean, he looks cool, good character design. I'm not really too impressed by him. I mean, I'm looking forward to getting to know his character a little bit more, I guess, but I'm not really taken aback by him, which is why I'm not really speaking about it. Because I know we had like a good few scenes in this. I'm pretty sure his name's Genya, but I could be wrong. But he's just like, yeah, he's just not really that interesting to me. He just seems like like he's angry and miserable, but not in the same sense that like Inosuke is. He's just a bit a dick. He's just a bit of a dick and a bit bland and boring. But you know, maybe we'll get to discover more about his character. Well, we most definitely will. He's the cover of volume 13, so yeah. But yeah, no, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next one. This is Toshi, signing out.